It should be Ben is beeping trophies.
Yes, that's it.
See if people click on it.
Yeah, there we go. Topic 1 is clickbait. Don't do it now. No. So,
whatever you do, don't click this right this second.
So over the last couple of weeks, there's been an article going around, and Chris can kind of back me up on this. Sam can probably too. And it's BuzzFeed did it. No, Huffington Post did it. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And it's 40 major plot holes in Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I saw it.
It made me want to rip my hair out.
Yep.
First off,
felt the same way.
After reading the headline, it's one of those things, when I read clickbait, I don't usually want to read anything that's clickbaity, but if I do, I always go into private browsing. So they don't get the actual click for it.
Oh,
okay. Shit.
Yeah. I hate clickbait is the worst.
It's so god awful, and it's like, especially
we talked about how bad that article was too.
Yeah, like this article was.
Like they said,
there were no plot holes. It was just
like The Force Awakens. I didn't see anyone sleeping in the movie.
Yeah.
Like that's like plot hole number 1. No one woke up during the whole movie. Yeah. Like, what is wrong with you?
It was infuriating. Like, it was literally like someone had never seen the movie and was just told about the movie. Like, I sit here and I tell you the entire plot of the Star Wars in 15 minutes. And just so you know, there were 40 plot holes in the article, supposedly. And, you know, reading through them, I could see the argument for maybe 2.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like the way I thought about it, the reason I clicked on it was because I legitimately thought there were a few plot holes or plot devices that weren't like fleshed out, which, to be fair, I think is by design for a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, this could be interesting. And then it was like, nope, fuck you.
It's also a Star Wars movie. It's not like it's supposed to be fun, and there's supposed to be spots where it's specifically ambiguous so that you can fill it in.
Yeah.
So like it's the whole purpose of them. But that's a whole nother topic. But clickbait.
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to be like, all right.
Now here's what I've seen. Think about that article. Let me explain. Let me just say this, Ben. I've seen that article redone.
Oh yeah.
Where when you click on it, you don't just click. See, because here's the problem: is you click it, and you don't get a list of 40 items.
No.
You click, and it's one item
and
surrounded by ads, and then another pop-up ad comes in the middle of it. You have to click off the pop-up ad to read what it is, and then there's a next. But that green next is next. Its next window will take you to the advertisement. And if you scroll below this, there's a button that says, maybe this will take you over to the next one, maybe not. And then at the very bottom, there's a little blue arrow. And you go, oh, that's the one you're supposed to click. And then it takes you to the number 2.
Yep.
And you repeat the same freaking process again.
Yep.
Holy shit, those articles are the worst invention ever. And South Park did an entire episode, by the way, or a whole series of episodes.
Basically was about
that. This because it's so bad. And Facebook, by the way, is becoming notoriously bad for it.
Oh, Facebook is like the worst when it comes to that.
Yeah. But it's moving into our gaming articles as well.
So here's my question. What is more offensive to you? Clickbait articles or native advertising?
I use ad blocks, so I don't often notice native advertising.
No, native advertising as in, like, it's an advertorial.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Like it's really an ad, but it seems
about,
like it's not an ad.
Page of Yahoo, and there's like, Peyton Manning and the Broncos, blah, blah, blah. War in the Middle East, blah, blah, blah. And then something like, it's news article, and then one of this, it looks like a news article, but it's really an ad to sell you a Sharpie.
Yeah.
Right? And then the next thing's the news article. But it's set up Its font, everything looks just like the news article, and it reads exactly like the news article.
Yeah.
The thing is, I haven't seen those on gaming websites.
Not yet. I mean,
not yet. I have seen the clickbait though on gaming websites, and that's what, because this is this is for gamers that we're talking, and how much it affects us and our lives, because quite frankly, most of us probably don't hang out on the Yahoo front page. Hopefully, if we do, we do, but they both infuriate me. Clickbait, though, you usually know what you're getting into by the article name.
Oh, yeah.
The native advertising, they actually do say now, when you look at it, if you look at the underneath, it'll actually say advertisement. It has to. I think there's something now where it has to say in the description on the webpage that says the words advertisement. So you can usually avoid it. So to me, clickbait is actually worse than those.
I do agree. I think clickbait is by far worse than...
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, and here's the thing. I think I'm like torn about some of it, because so when I first started here in the job I have now, which is in digital media, like, BuzzFeed came to our company and tried to pitch us on like, $250,000 ad spend with them to do this kind of work. And like, it really kind of made me go back and be like, hey, remember when I clicked that BuzzFeed listicle about public subs and how much I love public subs? Like, I realized it's all an ad now. And like, it's offensive. It's offensive. Yeah. Like, screw you, Publix. Get fans to make these lists. But no, BuzzFeed.
Yeah, it's advertising.
I mean, it's a good business model. People click on it.
Yeah, I mean, they absolutely do. I think that's a huge that's the problem.
Because of ad blocking software, it's exactly what it's really funny. It's exactly what South Park we're talking about. The ads have evolved.
Yeah,
they keep evolving because you stopped the spam. You stopped it, so now they're becoming insidious. Now they have to disguise themselves as news articles. Now they have to disguise themselves. Now, my favorite thing is the I know what you're saying with native advertising, but to me, when I hear native advertising, the thing that pops in my head is advertising. Like, if right there you were holding up a cup that said Coca-Cola, or Starbucks, is the advertising that goes on inside
God
of
damn, that's
shows.
So product placement.
Yeah, the product placement stuff. It still kills me that they're driving brand new, Toyotas in The Walking Dead. Like Toyota is still rolling them off the factory line in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. Toyota, we don't let our workers stop for anything, even the zombie apocalypse.
I mean, the thing is, like, I was okay with it
because they employ zombies.
I was okay with it in some stuff, but like in other stuff, it's so in your face. Like,
what was I watching? I was watching. You remember Suits?
Yeah. The
show Suits. They used to. Lexus had advertising with them, and every once in a while, they would get picked up on the street. Somebody would like pull up in like a Lexus, and you would get in the Lexus, and then for like a half a second, they would pan through the Lexus, and it's like leather this, leather this. Like, oh, this is a nice car. Yeah, it's pretty nice, isn't it? You'll get one of these if you work hard one day. Yeah, I know I will. And then they drive along.
Oh,
and
they did the same thing in the TV show Psych.
Yes,
for the Prius. Except, I mean, they were absolutely 100% making fun of the fact that they were doing it.
Yes,
which was great. It's like they would sit in the car and they'd be like, "Oh man, look, it's a Prius. What kind of gas mileage do you get on this, Gus?"
Yeah,
what, Sean.
But the advertisement like that is almost okay because it just moves quickly through, and you're like, "Yep, you paid your advertisers." I don't like it when it shows up completely jarring. Like, The Walking Dead really bothers the snot out of me. Yeah, see? Yeah, there's somebody agreeing with me in the background.
Bothers the snot out of dogs, too.
See, there you go. It doesn't belong.
Yeah. Crute in the chat says clickbait, almost the same level as microtransactions.
Almost. It's easier to ignore microtransactions. No, like I remember there was an episode of Alias, and they break into the parking garage, and someone is driving away. So they need to, like, get in another car.
So I as much as I want to talk about this, I want to talk about clickbait, which is our topic.
Yeah.
As opposed to advertisements in TV shows. Sorry, Sam.
I derailed it.
I mean, here's the worst part. Here's the worst part. I am on this website right now, okay? And it is a website that you click a button and it generates a random clickbait headline. And it says here, journalists, exclamation. We've made a tool to generate article ideas. Feel free to use any of them for your lovely websites. Let's click another. A woman tries to swap 50p for a hedgehog. The reason why will make you cry. It's like, oh my god, there's a website that is literally just making up stupid ideas. Yes, I realized that after I read it. It was pence.
Yeah. So there's an entire website dedicated to creating clickbait topics.
Yeah, okay, this video will prove you've been buying ham wrong your entire life.
I would watch that video. I would watch that video.
Click on that
one. This is what I'm going to call this episode of Nerdy Nights Radio.
Okay, so have you noticed that the news is now clickbait?
Oh,
like
yeah,
the actual news, like Channel 9 News, their headlines are all clickbait headlines.
Yeah,
and so clickbait just took from the news, I think, and realized that, we need to do that too, and became that.
Well, it's like that. I don't remember what comedian it was, but there was a comedian that would talk about how news would do this just 10 years ago, where it's like, well, looks like St. Louis is in for some terrible rain. Will you get flooded out of house and home? Find out after these messages. And then it comes back and they're like, no, but here's the rain forecast for the next week.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, it's been going on, and it's just, now it's entered MySpace. Not MySpace, but MySpace on the computer, and it's just even more annoying. I can't go on Facebook without seeing 50 people posting random clickbaity.
Oh, and then the we all clicked on it the other day with the what was your Star Wars month birth year thing?
Oh, God.
I don't click that.
And then you click those, and they just are data mining your Facebook profile if you actually do something with them.
Yeah.
We want to access and it's like a list of everything on Facebook that it needs to access to actually use. And it's like, we want to access your everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, please give us permission. And it's like, no, I'm just going to leave now.
Yeah, I definitely don't do that anymore.
I don't use any of those. Oh, and make sure you go through and delete all of that stuff out of your Facebook, just as an FYI to everyone. And you can do the same thing by going in incognito mode in Chrome, or whatever secret mode you want.
Private browsing is just...
Private browsing.
Yeah.
You can do that and prevent a lot of that stuff, but you still need... There's a lot of ways to kind of prevent the internet from gathering up all of your data.
So yeah, I've kind of already mentioned, I always go into incognito mode, or I just completely... I try to bypass giving clickbait the benefit of my click. Do you guys ever do anything like that for clickbaity things?
Okay, so here's my problem. Working in digital advertising, you can't do that for most of your stuff. You can, but sometimes you're blocking your own ads, and so you don't know when your ad is running.
Right.
Which makes it difficult. I will say this, though. To the point of blocking stuff like that, and this is more work than anything, but it's worth it if you actually care. There is a Chrome extension called Ghostery, Ghost ERY, and it literally, when you load a website, it will tell you all of the tracking pixels that are on that website, and you can block them manually. You can automatically block them, but you have to select each one to get it out of your to get it out, and it should do it across all different things. And so that sort of stuff is really interesting if you really if you want to do it without incognito mode, mainly because there's sometimes it's useful to have things tracked, right?
Yeah.
Just not you.
If you have preferences for whatever, something that you go to all the time, something that you want them to have your preferences, that's okay. You know, like I happen to know I like it. I like them to know my favorite football teams. I'm okay with that. You know, I'm okay. Know my favorite football teams. I don't mind. I don't want to hear about the freaking, you know, the San Francisco teams. I don't care about any team out there. Sorry.
It'll also shock you how much there really is on a lot of stuff.
So
but
yeah. We're talking about all of these websites kind of data mining and getting information on our internet life. Your topic for this week has